Welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello. Welcome to the 400th episode of the Awakening Her podcast. Holy crap, you guys. We are here 400 episodes. I am so excited. 4 is my number. So this episode and 444 are going to be like the best. And then I guess 4,000, when we get to 4,000, we'll have another celebration. But I'm so excited to be here. Welcome. I thought for this episode, although I had a few things lined up that I was just going to kind of, the next episode I'm going to talk about this next. But when I realized it was 400, I was like, okay, hang on. Let's do something special. Let's go over the core lessons, the core teachings, the core things that I want you to know about manifestation and about this experience that is going to help you unlock your next level of living that dream life, manifesting what you want, really living in your next level, in your higher expression. So we're kind of doing like a best of, we're doing like if there was, I sat here for a while and I thought, what are those core things that you have to know? Those things I wish I knew, the biggest takeaways that I've learned with manifestation. And I started writing them all out. And at the end, when I looked at how many there were 11, which I thought was appropriate, a nice, beautiful angel number. So that's what we're going to dive into today. Very little preamble today. If you want to come find me on Instagram, I would love to meet you over there. It's at Talia Joy Manifestation. There's also the brand new program Manifest from the Inside that you can jump on the waitlist that's below. And then we have the Shift experience happening at the end of September, which is a 2-day transformative event, transformative retreat / self-development weekend. It's going to be so good. You can check all of that below. Let's just dive into these core lessons that I have learned and everything that I want to share with you about manifestation. So number 1 is something we're going to oscillate between the physical things you kind of just have to know to be able to manifest, and then the more spiritual, the deeper aspects. We're going to go to it all. So the first thing I want to talk about is really the foundation that there are universal laws. If you don't know about the universal laws, that's fine. You don't have to know them all in and out. But what you have to understand is you are playing in a playground. We are here as part of this universe. We are here on Earth. And in some ways, we have to play within the earthly realm while we are here, meaning things like gravity, things like night and day and the seasons. We can't just affirm our way to have summer all the time. If you want that, move somewhere where it's summer all the time. Because while you're here, you have to play in the realms of where you are. You do have a body. And even if you're super healthy and the most amazing, like at some time, the body breaks down. Like there are certain physical rules that we have to play within. So understanding the laws of the universe is like truly understanding how this whole experience works. I've been geeking out on this stuff for decades, literally decades. I've been reading about the laws of the universe because it's so fascinating. So there are many laws to the universe. I'm going to go briefly over a couple because we have a lot to cover today. But there are a few that are really important to understand when it comes to manifestation. So of course, the law of attraction, a lot of people have heard. This is the universal law that like attracts like. So our feelings, our thoughts, our energy are drawing toward us similar, matching, mirroring experiences. Similar thoughts, similar, patterns, all of that. That's the law of attraction. There's also many other laws that heavily influence manifestation, like the law of cause and effect. So this says that every action has a reaction. Every effect had a cause and every cause has an effect. So if you go for a walk, that has an effect on you. It, sends certain hormones through your body. You feel a certain way. If you focus a lot on the negative aspects of life, that's going to have an effect. If you stop, drinking any alcohol, that'll have an effect. If you cut out wheat or gluten, whatever, that's going to have an effect. So it doesn't mean we have to do all these things, but really just what it means is it's not personal. Life has an effect, or every action has a reaction. Everything we do impacts our experience. There's nothing without an effect in the universe. So really understanding that. This is why atomic habits are powerful. Little tiny habits, I call it habit stacking or incremental upgrades. These things are so powerful because everything you do has a reaction. Every action has a reaction. That's the law of cause and effect. So the next one is the law of correspondence. And this is the one where we hear as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without. And really what this means is that your external reality is a reflection of your internal state. And this is really practical as well, where when we feel curmudgeonous and grumpy and resentful in life, we tend to taint everything with that, right? We tend to be more skeptical, more resentful in everything we do. We wear those glasses. And this is really why shadow work is real, projection is a thing, because what's going on within you will always manifest in your physical experience because of the law of correspondence. The next one is the law of polarity. And what this means is everything has an extreme. Everything in life has two ends of the stick. Light has dark, high has low, happiness has sadness. And when we understand these things, we can bring things into balance. We can also understand that money may always a little bit go up and down, or our life, we go through literally different seasons. Everything has both ends. In this experience, there is grief and gratitude. There is gratitude and resentment. There are good days, there are bad days. And that's actually okay. If we are in lack, we can go to the opportunity to seek abundance because it's the same stick, it's just two different ends. So working with the law of polarity is really powerful with manifestation. The last one I'm going to talk about is the law of oneness, where everything in the universe is interconnected. Energy doesn't really have finite stops and starts. We are all literally one. Energy is always connected, and we can also then start to see ourselves in other people. We can start to go to the part of us that is abundance, that is the same as abundance. We can call forward what we want by understanding the law of oneness. But that was one of the key lessons, is to understand that we're in a playground that isn't personal. It's not based on if you're a good or bad person. There are different laws going on that impact the universe, that impact the planets and the solar systems, and you are a part of that. So it's good to know these things so that we can play within the realms of what we are playing in, if that makes sense. Play with the rules of the playground, basically. So number 2, the second lesson I wanted to talk about is what you perceive is what you receive. So some of these blend into each other. Obviously, we talked about that a little bit with, the other laws. But really, I want you to think about that. What you perceive, your perception shapes your reality. Our brains are wired to confirm our beliefs. Our brains are wired to show you more of what you believe to keep you safe. So really, in simplicity, if you even feel like you're unworthy of something, your brain's going to keep showing you that proof. Like, see, you're unworthy and they're so much better and they have what you don't have, and see, you messed up, and see, you blah, 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 because your brain wants to keep you right. Because if your brain was to show you something radically different that wasn't in line with what you believe, that causes internal discord. It's like, we don't know reality. Like, our brain is always trying to be like, it's okay, we're safe, we're familiar, even if it doesn't serve us. So sometimes we need to look at our perceptions. Do we perceive money as hard? Do we perceive, whoever gender you're going after to find a mate, do we think that they are a certain way? We have judgments about it. Do we perceive my mom will always do this, or these people always do that, or the economy is against me, or I'm never going to be able to do it, I'm no good with people, whatever it is, right? These are all just limiting things. But realizing that your brain will confirm what you believe. So what you perceive is what you receive. And if you're part of On the Path, we just went through the Miracle Mindset Challenge. On the Path is my other podcast. It's a private podcast that has my teachings. It's a community you can join at any time. But we just went through the Miracle Mindset Challenge, which is all about that, shifting your perception, and it radically shifts your reality. So you can join On the Path for that, or just recognize what I'm perceiving is what you will receive. And that's why we can say, no, but money is hard. Here's the proof. Or no, but this does happen. Here's the proof. It's like, yeah, you're going to have endless proof because it's what you perceive. It's what you believe, right? So that was number 2. What you perceive is what you receive. Number 3 is the nervous system. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is a big part of manifesting from the inside as well. The nervous system and emotional regulation is so important. Being an empath, being sensitive, if you are either one of those things, and if not, it is equally as important when you have been through trauma, when you have responses and reactions. And I know personally, my manifestations were always up and down because I was up and down. I'm okay to claim that. And I still can be. Being an empath and, sensitive and all this stuff, I have to really work at regulating the nervous system as well as my deeper healing work, but really noticing the difference when we're stressed, when we're in fight or flight, noticing what that means. And if you've been doing that work, this is such a key to manifesting because you manifest who you are being. So even if you're taking all the actions, but you're in stress and your nervous system is in a reaction state, you're not going to feel safe enough to grow. And when we have a nervous system dysregulation, our body's just constantly unsafe, stress, unsafe. And we're not in a grounded place to be able to receive more because at that point, our nervous system's going, no more. I'm already overlogged. So doing the deeper healing work, but also noticing the everydays, keeping yourself as regulated as possible, knowing that we will go into stress. It's how we're made, but then knowing how to bring yourself back down, how to bring yourself into emotional regulation. I can't wait to help you guys with that in the souls that join Manifest from the Inside. So things like deep breathing, meditation, relaxing your muscles, doing somatics. It's my favorite thing that I've added into my exercise lately is really like somatic, self-supporting nervous system work. It's so powerful. So the nervous system cannot be overlooked. That emotional regulation cannot be overlooked because up and down all the time, which is what I was, stresses the body. It's hard on the body. It's hard on things like inflammation or anxiety or, anything else. It amplifies all that. But we're also always manifesting up and down results because we're not learning how to regulate, how to kind of even that out, right? So that's number 3, the nervous system and emotional regulations. But the nervous system emotional regulation, the nervous system cannot be overlooked. Okay, number 4 is your core desires versus your surface level wants. And we talked about this in the last episode. So identifying that under what you want are core desired emotions, things your soul is calling you for, your nervous system's probably calling you for. It's basically what you truly want. So you can go after the cash. You can have your focus on calling in the mate or writing the book. It's fine. But also identify and align with what it is that you actually want under that. If you are a freedom seeker, if you are a peace seeker, you want joy, you want connection, you want, to feel good in your life, you want to feel ease, go after or cultivate those things just as much as you focus on the typical quote unquote manifestation work. Focus more on the core desires. And now I'm at this point where that's mostly what I focus on. I'm open to blessings. I'm open to miracles. When I have something specific I want, yes, I put it out there. But my practice becomes, how can I create more peace, more ease, more freedom, more vitality, more feelings of well-being? The core desires underneath the surface level wants are so important. There's nothing wrong. When I say surface level, that's not judgment. There's nothing wrong with that. There are surface level, quote unquote, reality things in the 3D where I'm like, I want a new vehicle. I want to, express myself in this way. I desire to do this thing. Totally normal. But there's also something under that I want, and we can't overlook that. So the 4th lesson is that there are core desires under your surface level wants, and that's actually what speeds it up. That's what really has us start to align with it and become that person, create that in our life, is by recognizing that. Okay, number 5. This is something I don't know how often I've said this specifically in words. You never have to compromise your inner world to manifest. I want you to really hear that. You never have to compromise to manifest. So what I mean by that is compromising your integrity, compromising your health, your well-being, your boundaries, your worthiness, what you know you want. You never have to compromise to manifest. And you never have to compromise your inner well-being. So even if you've got a big project or you've got a business and you're launching a course, your success is not going to come through working for 12 hours, your back hurts, you haven't eaten, that type of thing. Your success is never going to come through worrying and stressing and obsessing over trusting and relaxing and doing everything you're inspired to do, but not through hustle. So your manifestations will never come when you try to punish yourself, when you try to force yourself, when you try to restrict yourself in any way. Health will not come when you restrict yourself. Self-love doesn't come when you're harder on yourself. You never have to compromise your inner world. If you're feeling guilty, if you're feeling shame, if your drill sergeant inside is saying, you got to do this, that's not coming from the sort of right place or the place that's going to help you. You never have to compromise your inner well-being to manifest. In fact, it's when we fuel our inner well-being that we manifest. So you never have to sacrifice sleep to manifest, food to manifest. You never have to compromise your inner world for what you want. Because even the times when I'm so lit up or I'm investing a lot in myself or I'm doing a lot of things, say with my business or in my life, when it's aligned, it feels good. I powerfully choose it. I'm excited. I'm like, okay, roll up my sleeves. I'm going into a vortex of book writing or creating a course. But that's not compromising my inner world. It's when I go like, oh, I'm starving, but like I got to get this stuff done. I got to get this sales page made. Oh, like I don't have the cash, but like I feel like I have to like get away to do this or that or whatever it is. Like anytime I feel like I have to blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Turn around and say to yourself, I don't have to compromise myself to manifest. In fact, backing up, taking a self-care day, and reorienting yourself is going to go farther with your manifestations and even your physical goals that you have, even when they have deadlines. Like still, you don't have to compromise your inner world, your truth, your morals, your health in any way to manifest, okay? You don't even have to sacrifice chocolate to manifest, but that's a whole other thing. That should be another point. You do not have to sacrifice chocolate to manifest. Okay, number 6 is the placebo effect and life rules. So the placebo effect, of course we know about this, but I want you to really think, okay? It started with, what was it, pills, right? Where people were taking placebo pills, but they were told that it was a certain drug or whatever, vitamin, supplement, whatever the original sort of thing was that made this really famous. And people started to get better even when they were taking a sugar pill. And there's another one that I shared about in the last episode where there were 2 groups that were eating the same pie. And one group was told that the pie had like bad chemicals in it and it was awful for them and it had lots of fat and lots of sugar and all this stuff. Then the other group, they told it was organic and it was all like farm to table or whatever. It was good for them. It had lots of vitamins. And those 2 pies, or those 2 groups of people, digested their food differently by having a belief and an expectation. One believed it was horrible for them and it was going to make them horribly unhealthy, and one believed that it was healthy for them and that they were eating it in pleasure. And they digest differently. I truly do believe the placebo effect. It's something we know, but if you really got present with how powerful it is, you would do more crazy, wild manifestation things like I do. So in my water, I infuse the frequency of abundance or health or ease or peace. And as I'm drinking my water, I'm saying to myself, I'm literally drinking abundance. I'm literally drinking ease. This is me getting healthy. I'm going to do a really fun practice in Manifest from the Inside where we're actually going to take a vitamin, or we'll find what works for you, and infuse it with an intention every single day and watch the effect because it's so powerful. So we can use the placebo effect in our everyday life. And this is where, if you've taken my courses, if you took quantum magic, we talked about life rules. And this is where we can say, like, today I'm moving forward. Today I'm getting healthier. When I eat this meal, whether it's a Thai dish from your favorite restaurant, a salad, a burger, doesn't matter. As I eat this, it's making me healthy, or it's filling me with joy, or this is part of my dream life. This is helping me to move forward. Whatever it is, when we really understand the power of creating expectation, creating belief. This is also the law of assumption. There's so many reasons, you guys, why these things are true. It shows up in so many different ways. But the placebo effect has been proven with science over and over and over. So the power of when we have a belief and an expectation of something and how it influences reality is crazy. So number 6 is the placebo effect is real. And life rules are real, meaning we can create rules and expectations of how we want this life to go. By rules, I don't mean this person's going to act this way, or I demand $10,000 just for waking up. But we can create rules of every day, every time I'm present to gratitude, I'm helping myself manifest money. Or every night while I sleep, creative solutions are coming my way. We actually can do that. I've been teaching this for years, but the placebo effect is a really great way to bring that, because it's proven and a lot of us have heard of it. So the placebo effect is real. Malleable, reality is malleable, and it's time for us to really use that in specific practices. Okay, number 7 is the spiritual assignments. This is something I wish I knew so many years ago, and it's something I'm so grateful I know now and that I can teach this to my clients. This is where we literally look at our core wounds as having specific opportunities and challenges, yes, but they have specific opportunities for growth within them. Specific lessons, specific assignments within the core wound. And that is for your growth. That is for your higher expression. We can move through these, no mud, no lotus. We move through these into our power. Because who we become when we overcome this stuff, who we become when we heal, who we become when we move through and we learn the lessons, is that version of us we see in our mind's eye. It is that fuller expression. So there are spiritual assignments built into our experience, as you've heard me talk about in the last episode and previously. Our core wounds are one of them, and the assignment behind what we deeply desire is also part of it. So when we deeply desire freedom, impact, success, health, transformation, love, community, whatever we have, whatever goals we deeply desire, those also reveal soul assignments and things that our soul deeply wants, as we talked about in the last episode, your core desires. So understanding the spiritual assignments of your life. I literally came here to learn how to love myself. I literally came here to overcome a bunch of shit, to learn how to show up for myself, to be the one who never abandons myself again. And in that journey of discovering that, and that ongoing journey of self-love and self-worthiness, I find my power. That's because it was built into my experience the whole time. It's where I was meant to find my power. It was the journey I was meant to go on, and you have that too. So within the core challenges and also within those core desires are both ends of the assignments that really come together for the blueprint of what your soul came here to do. And that is special and powerful. We're also going to go over that in Manifest from the Inside. All of this stuff is truly the stuff that I cannot wait to take you through. It's going to be so powerful. Okay, number 8, what you desire is meant for you. What you desire is meant for you. Again, spiritual assignment, but what you desire is meant for you. If you really deeply see yourself as oh my goodness, I want to transform my health. I want to write a book. I want to travel the world. I want to be a bit of a nomad. I want to get sober and completely change my life and help kids or help youth to do the same, or whatever it is. What you desire is meant for you, even down to the vehicle you want or the next trip you want to take. Those are given there. Those desires are placed within your mind's eye by your soul. It's placed there by your soul and your higher timeline. It's literally a possibility for you as you continue to grow, as you continue on this self-growth journey. Your desires are just a little bit down your timeline. What you can see in your mind's eye is literally meant for you. This reminds me of the Rumi quote that what you seek is seeking you. Your desires are meant for you. They're in there for a reason. They're not random. They're not maybe. They're not like, if I was stronger, if I was better, if I was more awesome, I could achieve this. No. They are literally meant for you to pull you up the rungs of the growth ladder toward your highest timeline. That abundance is literally meant for you, my love. Okay, so that was number 8. I'm going to do a very quick recap, and we have just 3 more. So the core things that I wish I knew that I'm here to teach in this lifetime. Number 1, there are laws of the universe. It's fun to play in the playground and understand the playground you're in. Number 2, what you perceive is what you receive. Number 3, your nervous system cannot be overlooked. Regulation is key in this human experience, in the human body. Number 4, your core desires that are under those surface level wants. The core desires and going after them versus always trying to chase what we want in the 3D. Number 5 is we never have to compromise our inner world to manifest. Never, ever, ever. Number 6, the placebo effect is real. Go with that. Run with that. Really accept what that means. It's crazy. Number 7, there's a spiritual assignment. There's many spiritual assignments in your life, and one has to do with your core wounds and your core challenges, and the other has to do with what you truly want for yourself. And those together are the blueprint. Your spiritual assignments and uncovering them and decoding them are so important. Number 8, what you desire is actually meant for you, placed in your mind's eye, placed in your heart for a reason. Number 9 is grow through what you go through. And you guys have heard me say this for years. Grow through what you go through. This is because it is an assignment. So when you have persistent things coming up, self-sabotage, negative self-talk, negative self-perception, fear, worry, anxiety around your next level, maybe it is just plateaus, looping patterns. We can't seem to break into that next level. Maybe it's reoccurring anger, resentment, like whatever's going on in there. The patterns we continually bump up against, they are assignments. So I recommend to grow through what you go through. Don't just label yourself weak, wrong, bad, unmotivated, broken. It's actually you're meant to step through it. That's why you're interested and have been for a long time in the self-growth work, in the healing work. Grow through what you go through. That is how you find your power. Number 10 is be it until you become it. It is not fake it till you make it. It is be it until you become it. Learn the art of embodiment. Of course, we're doing this on Manifest from the Inside, but we also did this in Quantum Magic. Be it until you become it. Embody that version of yourself. Find snippets, use practices where even for 30 seconds, 2 minutes, you're playing with embodying that version of yourself, asking yourself, what would she do? This is the basis of this whole podcast, the Awakening Her podcast. Her is, of course, for you, it could be him, it could be them, but it's that version of you that has manifested that dream life. So what would she do? How can I align more with that version of me today? How does she look after herself? What supplements does she take? What's her mindfulness routine? What friends are in her life? Where are her boundaries? Be it until you become it. Start asking yourself, what does my next level version do? What does my next level version, think about this? How are they encouraging me to move through this? And really practicing bringing that energy into your body. Be the freedom you seek. Be the peace you seek. Be the vitality you seek. Be it until you become it. It's not about faking. It's accessing that part of you within and getting more and more comfortable with it, expanding that window of being in that energy. Be it until you become it. Okay, and the last one is self-care is self-love in action. Ooh. Self-care is not something that you should do because the internet tells you or your therapist told you or someone else told you. Self-care is the reflection of your self-love. And when we care for ourselves, we can really feel that as self-love in action. I love myself, so I want to care for myself. So where can you bring love into your life? Where can you bring love into yourself? So I like to look at mentally, physically, emotionally, Spiritually, we kind of go like mind, body, soul. How do I care for myself? How do I nurture myself? How do I treat myself like my needs are important? This is one way to heal a self-love wound. Instead of always looking like, was it my mom? Was it my dad? Was it this? Was it that? We can just bring in more acts of loving ourselves, of caring for ourselves, of nurturing ourselves. So self-care can be anything from going to the beach and taking some breaths to making sure you're keeping up with your dentist and whatever, to booking yourself a massage, to spending some time with your journal in reflection, to dancing around to a song you love. It's caring for yourself. It's not one thing. It is the general area of caring for yourself. Self-care and showing yourself that you matter, nurturing your body, nurturing your mind, it starts to create safety, healing, and nurturing, as I just said, to support your emotional, mental, energetic well-being. So as you care for yourself, your actual body starts feeling more safe, starts feeling more secure. If you're frazzled, if you're starving, if you're neglecting your needs, your nervous system, of course, is going to be in a state of stress. But that's when we don't feel safe to grow. That's when we don't feel safe. Everything's overwhelming. We will sabotage. We will procrastinate because we're literally protecting ourselves. This goes so far. This goes so deep. But self-care actually creates safety. So even if you go outside with your journal in the sun, or take a moment sipping your tea in the morning to just have a minute for you, or go into the shower and really focus on like loving yourself, like soaping your arms, or, massaging your head as you shampoo, like caring for yourself. This creates internal safety, which is huge for manifestation. It also shows that you're accepting the assignment to continue learning what self-love truly means, what self-care truly means, what self-worthiness means. So self-care is so much more than surface level. It is self-love in action. It is healing in action. And often it is breaking generational patterns in action. It's breaking your patterns in action. So self-care is caring for yourself. So go do something beautiful for yourself today, mind, body, or soul, from a walk to a bath or any of the things I've said, anything else that cares for yourself, that supports your well-being. And this starts to show yourself and show the universe, I am worthy. I'm starting to feel more safe. I'm starting to feel better. And this will help you manifest so much more. So tell yourself, every time I do self-care, I manifest. Every time I do self-care, I'm showing myself it is safe to rise. It is safe to move forward. I am the one that now looks after myself. I am self-supporting. I am self-healing. It's so powerful. So self-care is self-love in action. Okay, I hope this has served you. All of these continue to point to that manifestation happens from the inside. Who you be is what you become. So let's continue on that self-growth journey, that transformation journey, and yes, the manifestation journey to welcome in more abundance, more peace, more ease, because that is literally what you are meant for. Thank you so much for taking part in this episode. If all of this made your cells go like, yes, 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 oh my goodness, truth, join us in Manifest from the Inside. It is going to be a transformation experience like you've never had. I am so freaking excited. Thank you for listening. I can't wait to hear your breakthroughs over on Instagram, and I will see you in the next episode. 400, baby. Woo! Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And I have a quick question for you. What are you doing at the end of September 2024? I hope the answer is coming to the Shift weekend. This is a soulful transformation weekend for you. This is a mix between a retreat and a transformative self-development weekend, all from the comfort of your own home. This is about morning meditations, signature workshops, real-time practices as we heal, as we rise, as we craft our destiny. So this weekend is really about bridging the gap, finding your wings, moving from where you currently are into what you want for your life, into your next level. So if you're ready to fully step into your power, to release things like self-sabotage, heal through another level, step into what you have been wanting for yourself, and you've been craving an impactful, transformative experience, this is definitely for you. I will see you in the shift September 28th and 29th, 2024. You can get in now in the early bird pricing. Check the link below in the show notes, and I'll see you in the shift.